Most men believe women crave safety, comfort, stability. But here's the brutal truth. The feminine does not desire safety. She is addicted to danger, obsessed with it, drawn to the edge like a moth to the flame. The man who offers comfort is the man she forgets. The man who brings chaos is the man she dreams of. You were taught to be nice, to be stable, to be reliable. And that is why you are invisible. You see, the polite man is a transaction. The dangerous man is a story. A woman does not want to feel safe. She wants to feel alive. And life, real life, is born in risk, in uncertainty, in the unknown. Friedrich Nietzsche whispered this forbidden truth over a century ago. The will to power is the will to risk. Men who refuse danger refuse power, and the man who refuses power refuses his own nature. Carl Jung saw it too. He called it the shadow, the dark, repressed side of the male psyche that society demands you bury. But what you bury, she craves. You suppress your aggression, your ambition, your primal instincts, thinking it will make you lovable. But the more you hide your danger, the more you suffocate the very thing she is hunting for. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Women are not searching for men who can protect them from the storm. They are searching for men who are the storm. She doesn't want to tame you. She wants to dance with your fire without getting burned. She wants to taste danger on your lips. She wants to feel your weight, the weight of a man who can break her world in half, but chooses not to. She tests you not to see if you will submit, but to see if you will stand. And when you fold, when you seek approval, when you beg for her affection, you become the safest man in the room, and safety is a silent coffin. Freud knew it. He called it the death drive. Beneath the surface, there is a pull toward chaos, destruction, the edge. Women feel this magnetic pull, not because they are evil, but because they are life-seeking creatures. And life is found at the border between order and chaos. The dangerous man lives at that border. He is unpredictable, untamed, raw. He moves with purpose, speaks with weight, acts without hesitation. He is not obsessed with her. He is obsessed with his path, and she is obsessed with him. Look at history. Helen of Troy did not launch 1,000 ships for a gentleman. Cleopatra did not seduce Rome with stability. They chased men who defied the world, men who broke rules, men who carved their own names into stone. Dangerous men. Here's what they won't tell you. Women don't just fall for dangerous men. They choose them over and over, even when it hurts, even when it burns. Because danger speaks to something ancient inside her. It pulls her into the story of survival, of life at its most intense. This is why the quiet, respectful man watches in confusion as she runs back to the man who leaves scars. He doesn't understand. He thinks love is about safety. He doesn't realize love to her is about the pulse, the adrenaline, the thrill of the hunt. She may say she wants a nice man, but her body betrays her. Her eyes betray her. She is not lying to you. She is lying to herself. The ancient code written into her DNA is older than words, older than morals. It's a primal force that pulls her toward the apex predator, the man who can conquer her but chooses not to, the man who can destroy her but restrains his hand. That restraint is what makes him irresistible. Controlled power, beauty wrapped in danger, chaos wearing a crown, and yet most men have no idea. They shave their edges, they apologize for their desires. They shrink their presence to fit into boxes society built for them. They chase approval, thinking it will buy them love. But love is not bought. Love is pulled. Love is surrendered to the gravity of a man who stands at the center of his own storm. This is why the dangerous man never chases. He doesn't need to. His existence is the gravity that bends everything around him. She will come. She will orbit. She will test his pull. And he will not move. The moment you chase, you step out of your gravity. You become a satellite, spinning around her, trying to win her attention. But she doesn't want a satellite, she wants the sun. This is the brutal law. The more you pursue her, the more she runs. The more you stand still in your power, the more she chases. Because it's not about you chasing her, it's about her chasing the feeling she gets when she's near you. That feeling of danger, that feeling of life, that pulse that says, this man is not here to make me comfortable. This man is here to wake me up. The dangerous man is not a monster. He is not abusive. He is not cruel. He is simply untamed. He does not filter himself to fit expectations. He does not soften his edges to be more palatable. He does not dilute his fire to make others comfortable. He stands, and in his standing, he becomes magnetic. But here's the trap. Most men try to fake danger. They put on the costume, they play the role, but women smell fraud like blood in the water. You cannot fake weight. You cannot pretend to be what you have not yet become. The dangerous man is forged in pain, in solitude, in the brutal crucible of self-confrontation. He has looked into his own abyss and did not look away. That's why he's dangerous. Not because he wants to hurt, but because he has already survived himself. And the modern man? He has not survived himself. He has run from himself. He has outsourced his masculinity to dating apps, approval, social media. He is not building his kingdom. He is building his prison. He thinks if he becomes safe enough, soft enough, agreeable enough, someone will finally love him. But they won't, because safety is forgettable. Danger is unforgettable. This is the ancient wound, the lie whispered into the ears of men for generations. That being dangerous is bad, that masculinity is toxic, that your power must be caged, medicated, sterilized. But when you cage a lion, you kill his presence. And when you kill his presence, you kill her desire. Women desire the lion, not the house cat. You can give her flowers, gifts, security. You can write her poetry. You can buy her a house. But if you have no weight, if you have no edge, if you have no storm, she will not feel you. She may thank you. She may appreciate you. But she will not ache for you. She will not surrender to you. She will not burn for you. She burns for the man who is not afraid to walk away. She burns for the man who can look her in the eyes and say, I want you, but I do not need you. I will not orbit you. I will not collapse for you. I will not bend my spine to win you. I am my own gravity. The dangerous man is willing to lose her. That's why he never does. Women test men to feel his weight. She pushes not to see if you will bend, but to feel that you won't. Every test is a question. Will you collapse if I press? Will you break if I pull? Will you shatter if I leave? And the man who does loses her, because he was never the sun. He was just another planet spinning in her orbit. The feminine does not desire the man who fears losing her. She desires the man who fears losing himself. Most men are running away from their own shadows. They avoid discomfort. They numb their pain. They choose easy pleasure over disciplined power. They chase what runs from them, and they run from what chases them. They are afraid of silence, afraid of solitude, afraid of the brutal responsibility of becoming dangerous. The dangerous man does not run from silence. He lives in it. He sharpens himself in it. He welcomes it like an old friend, because in the silence he meets his real enemy, himself. And the man who can conquer himself commands everything else. Power does not come from domination. It comes from self-possession. Presence is not given. It is earned. Respect is not asked for. It is enforced by your very existence. The dangerous man does not need to convince. He does not need to explain. He simply is. And that is what drives her wild. Not because he is loud, but because he is unmovable. Not because he is reckless, but because he is untamed. Not because he is cruel, but because he is unapologetically alive. She doesn't desire the man who needs her to feel complete. She desires the man who is already complete, with or without her, because that man is rare. That man is the storm, and no woman forgets the storm. The reason most men never become dangerous is because they were never taught to carry their own weight. They were taught to outsource their strength to approval, to mother figures, to teachers, to society, to lovers. They were told to behave, to obey, to soften, to be good boys. But the good boy is not a man. The good boy is a servant, a pet, a puppet. And the woman does not ache for the pet. She aches for the wild beast who walks beside her, untamed, unowned, unchained. Carl Jung called this the integration of the shadow. The process of becoming whole is not about becoming safe. It's about becoming real. And the real man is dangerous, not because he harms, but because he can. That latent power, that quiet capacity, that silent I could, that's what pulls her to him. He does not need to perform it. He does not need to scream it. He does not need to prove it. His danger is not a performance. It is simply there, like a sleeping lion whose heartbeat shakes the ground. But most men are not lions. Most men are sheep wearing a plastic crown, begging the world to call them king. They learn pickup lines. They follow dating coaches. They memorize scripts. They chase manipulation tactics, thinking they can hack desire. But desire cannot be hacked. It must be earned. It must be embodied. She can taste it in your silence. She can feel it in your gaze. She can sense it in your stillness. The man who chases tricks will always lose to the man who carries weight. The reason women desire dangerous men is not because they want pain. It's because they want to feel the pulse of life through a man who refuses to kneel. The man who stands even when it costs him everything. The man who will not fold to her storms but will walk straight into them. The man who will not apologize for his edge, for his fire, for his war. Women test because they are searching for this man. The man who will not beg. The man who will not plead. The man who will not surrender his backbone to win her softness. They test you to find your edge, and when they find no edge, they lose their hunger. The polite man is easy to tame. The dangerous man is impossible to own. You must understand this. Women desire a man they can feel. A man who burns so brightly that his absence is colder than ice. A man who walks away and leaves the taste of unfinished storms in her mouth. This is why the dangerous man is rare, because he does not chase the feminine. He chases his mission. He chases his craft. He chases his empire. And when she tries to pull him off his path, he does not follow. He does not abandon his mountain to enter her valley. He invites her to climb, but he will never descend. And she respects him for this, because she knows he will not collapse to her moods. He will not surrender his throne to sit at her feet. He is a man she can follow, not a man she must carry. This is the paradox. Women desire the man they cannot move, the man they cannot manipulate, the man whose power is not dependent on their approval. But most men don't believe this. Most men are trapped in the disease of people-pleasing. They dilute their masculinity to become acceptable. They walk on eggshells. They sterilize their truth. They neuter their presence. And in doing so, they become ghosts, forgotten, ignored, bypassed. A woman remembers the man who set her blood on fire. She forgets the man who brought her flowers and begged for her time. Because the dangerous man does not beg, he invites, he commands, he moves with purpose. This is the brutal code. When you make her the center of your life, you fall out of hers. You must become the gravity. You must become the axis. She must feel herself pulled toward your orbit. You do not chase her, you chase the throne, and she chases the man who owns it. Nietzsche said, "You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star." The dangerous man carries this chaos. He does not tame it. He does not apologize for it. He does not hide it. He wears it like armor. His chaos does not consume him. He masters it. He bends it to his will. That is his power. Controlled danger. Disciplined fire. Women feel this. They feel it in the way he walks. In the way he looks at them, not as a beggar, but as a man who already knows his worth. A man who has already paid the price for his presence. The reason most men fail is because they want to be liked. The dangerous man does not care to be liked. He is willing to be feared. He is willing to be misunderstood. He is willing to be alone. Because his throne is not built on approval. His throne is built on fire. And that fire, that is what she desires. But most men have forgotten their fire. They are domesticated. They seek comfort. They trade their swords for soft words and think they are winning. But they are losing everything. They are losing their weight. They are losing their edge. They are losing their pulse. The man who carries his own pulse, that man is unforgettable. Do you want to know why women leave men who offer them everything? It is because everything means nothing if it comes from a man with no weight. You can give her the world, but if you have no gravity, she will float away. The dangerous man gives her nothing, and yet she stays. She stays because she is addicted to his pull. She stays because she can feel him. She stays because he is rare. He does not bend to win her. He does not collapse to keep her. He stands, and his standing burns her into his memory. This is why most men never escape the trap. They chase the feminine instead of becoming the masculine. They orbit women instead of becoming the sun. And they die wondering why they were never chosen. You were told to be good, you were told to be safe, you were told to be polite. And it killed your pulse, it buried your edge, it silenced your fire. You became a house with no weight. And she walks right through you. She does not desire the house, she desires the storm. You want to be loved? Become dangerous? You want to be respected? Become untamed? You want to be remembered? Become unforgettable. But that requires war. War against the version of you that kneels. War against the softness that begs. War against the comfort that cages you. The dangerous man is forged, not found. He builds himself in the silence. He sharpens himself in the rejection. He earns his gravity through disciplined self-possession. And that is why women chase him. Not because he gives them safety, but because he gives them the pulse. The dangerous man does not need to say much. His silence speaks, his gaze commands, his walk declares, and his weight is undeniable. She does not desire you to be nice. She desires you to be felt. You must become the man she can feel in her bones. You must become the man whose absence roars louder than most men's presence. You must become the storm, because safety is forgettable. But danger is immortal. The dangerous man is not a caricature. He is not the loud brute, nor the fake alpha barking in every room. His danger is quiet, subtle, unmistakable. He does not need to raise his voice. His silence has gravity. His presence speaks what words cannot. The man who is truly dangerous has nothing to prove. That's why he's unstoppable. He does not decorate himself to appear strong. His life is already proof of his strength. You can see it in the way he stands, still unshaken, like a mountain carved by centuries of storms. You can feel it in the way he looks, direct, focused, unmoved by fleeting desires. You can sense it in the way he moves, deliberate, like every step matters. Most men lack this weight because they are too busy chasing comfort. They trade their thrones for warm beds, their ambitions for cheap pleasure, their fire for digital validation. They confuse the illusion of choice with actual power. They collect women like trophies, but cannot hold the attention of the one they want. They are busy appearing strong. The dangerous man is busy becoming strong. She is not obsessed with the one who sends her the most messages. She is obsessed with the one she cannot fully possess. When she feels a man who does not need her attention to breathe, she is pulled into his orbit, not because he manipulates her, but because his gravity is real. She may test him, she may pull away, she may try to make him chase, but he won't. His path is too important. His life is too sacred. He does not trade his fire for fleeting comfort, and that makes him unforgettable. Most men collapse at the first sign of rejection. They crumble when she ignores them. They panic when she withdraws. And in that panic, they give away their power. They flood her with attention. They overcompensate. They abandon their edge. They think love is earned through performance. But women do not fall in love with performers. They fall in love with gravity. When you move toward her with the desperation to be chosen, she feels it. And she steps back. Because she is not searching for a man to orbit her. She is searching for a man who is already whole. When you pull back to your mission, when you stand firmly on your mountain, when you refuse to kneel, she feels that too. And that is when she comes closer. Not because you manipulated her, but because your gravity is real. Nietzsche understood this magnetic pull. He wrote, "The man of knowledge must be able not only to love his enemies, but also to hate his friends." It is not about being cruel. It is about being untamed enough to walk away from comfort, from flattery, from false companionship. The dangerous man is willing to be alone. That is why he never is. This is where most men fall. They cannot bear the silence. They cannot carry their own solitude. They look for someone to complete them instead of someone to complement their mission. And when you seek completion outside yourself, you become a beggar. You sell your masculinity for scraps of affection. The dangerous man is complete with or without her. That is what makes her stay. He does not need her to stay. That is why she does. It is not the man who texts first, buys flowers, or plans dates who imprints her. It is the man who plants his flag so deeply into his own life that she feels it even when he's gone. He doesn't need to prove he is dangerous. His life already proves it. She wants to follow a man who follows his mission. She wants to be led by a man who cannot be led away from his throne. She wants to be near a man who carries his storm inside his chest. But most men have no storm. They are hollow. They are performances stitched together by fear. They fear rejection. They fear solitude. They fear their own power. So they hide behind comfort. They hide behind validation. They hide behind the lie that being liked is enough. Being liked is not enough. You must be felt. You must be remembered. You must become the storm she cannot forget. This is why women fall for men they say they shouldn't, because the polite man is the man they should choose. But the dangerous man is the man they cannot resist. It is not a logical choice. It is biological. It is primal. It is ancient. She is wired to be drawn to the man who can conquer her but who chooses not to, the man who can destroy her world but chooses to build instead. That restraint is what makes him magnetic. But most men have no power to restrain, because they never built their power to begin with. If you want to carry this weight, you must earn it. There is no shortcut. You must go to war with yourself. You must conquer your addictions, your distractions, your softness. You must build your edge. You must carry your solitude. You must become the man who no longer begs to be chosen. You must become the man who chooses himself. And when you do, when your life becomes your gravity, when your mission burns brighter than your need for approval, she will feel you. And when you walk away, your absence will roar inside her bones louder than most men's presence. Because most men are echoes. You must become the roar. You must become the weight she cannot carry but cannot let go of. She does not desire the man who crumbles when she pulls away. She desires the man who stands taller when she leaves. She desires the man whose pulse remains steady when hers is frantic. She desires the man who can leave and mean it. Because that man is rare. That man is unforgettable. That man is dangerous. The man who is dangerous has mastered one brutal skill. He is willing to lose her. Because he will never lose himself. The dangerous man does not cling. He does not bargain. He does not shatter when she leaves. Because his throne is not built on her presence. His throne is built on his spine, on his war, on his fire. She can leave. The world can burn. He remains. That is his curse, and that is his power. He is not addicted to the feminine. He is addicted to his mission, his discipline, his becoming. He loves her, yes, but she is not his oxygen. She is the fragrance in the wind, beautiful but passing. His lungs are filled by his own breath. His heart beats to his own drum. And when she feels this, she cannot leave. She cannot forget. She may run, she may rebel, she may test, but she will always remember him. Because he is the storm that woke her up. The polite man fades. The dangerous man imprints. You must understand, most men are not remembered because they never made her feel alive. They made her feel safe. They made her feel nothing. And in a world where everyone is trying to be liked, the man who dares to be felt becomes a revolution. Women are not searching for men who kneel. They are searching for men who cannot be moved. The man who stays grounded when her storms rage. The man who does not chase when she pulls away. The man who does not shrink when she tests his walls. The man who can be without her and be whole. That is the ultimate power, to be alone without being lonely. To be solitary without being desperate, to be a fortress, not a cage. When you become that man, the feminine does not want to escape you. She wants to live inside your walls. She wants to taste the fire you command. She wants to orbit your gravity because she knows your pulse will not collapse for her. You will not break for her. You will not beg for her. You will desire her, but you will never need her. And that is why she will never forget you. The dangerous man is dangerous because he has survived the silence. He has sat in his own abyss. He has tasted the sharp edge of solitude, and he has not run from it. He has not tried to fill the void with distractions, with women, with noise. He has built his empire inside that silence. And now his silence speaks. His gaze commands. His walk declares. His weight cannot be faked. His gravity cannot be imitated. His pulse cannot be bought. The dangerous man is not a strategy. He is not a performance. He is not a trick. He is a force. And that is why she aches for him. That is why she dreams of him. That is why she chases him. Because most men are dust, and he is a storm. But becoming this man will cost you everything you cling to. It will cost you your people-pleasing. It will cost you your soft apologies. It will cost you the comfort of being liked. It will cost you the illusion of safety. It will cost you the cage you built around your fire. It will demand that you burn it all, and most men are not willing to pay. They would rather be liked by many than be desired by one. They would rather collect faces than build presence. They would rather avoid rejection than conquer themselves. And so they die as ghosts, polite, forgettable, empty. The man who chooses danger chooses to live. The man who chooses safety chooses to die before he is buried. You must decide what you will carry. Will you carry her approval, or will you carry your fire? Will you chase her affection, or will you build your kingdom? Will you orbit her, or will you become the gravity she cannot escape? The polite man begs to be chosen. The dangerous man chooses himself, and that is why he is always chosen. You have been lied to. You have been told to be safe, to be soft, to be agreeable. But safety does not make her ache. Softness does not make her dream. Agreeableness does not make her remember. The storm does. You do not need to scream. You do not need to perform. You do not need to manipulate. You must become. Become the man who no longer needs her to feel alive. Become the man whose absence haunts her bones. Become the man whose pulse is so steady, whose path is so sharp, whose fire burns so clean, that she would rather burn with you than feel safe without you. You must carry your own weight. You must build your own gravity. You must become the man who can walk away. Because the man who can walk away never has to. The polite man fades. The dangerous man imprints, and women chase the imprint. You must choose. Will you be the man who fades, or will you become the storm she can never forget? Because most men are forgotten, but the dangerous man is immortal. There is a reason she still dreams about the man who never chased her. There is a reason she still aches for the one who walked away. There is a reason she still remembers the storm. Most men are replaced, most men are erased, most men are safe, but the storm leaves a scar. Be the storm.